You're tuned into KRFC 88.9 FM, streaming on krfcfm.org, and it's time to start swinging on Live at Lunch. We are available for your viewing pleasure on the KRFC RadioVision page on YouTube. You can subscribe and hit the like button. Every interaction with that YouTube page is a way you can support KRFC and our music community. And we're also now a podcast, so hit up your favorite podcast app and look for KRFC Live at Lunch. Subscribe, and you can get the latest and greatest each Friday when we drop a new Live at Lunch. And you can also share that really easily with your friends. Today's guest is bringing that old big band sound to Colorado jazz lovers. So stick right here for the full hour of swing, blues, and jazz with Jeremy Mohney and his orchestra. Take it away.
This is our theme, a song I wrote for you, Dreams of You. All you listeners at home, in your cars, and RadioVision viewers, it's a pleasure to be here. Hope you enjoy the music. The first tune is the Creekside Swing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here's a hypothetical tune, but we're really going to play it. It's called If I Never Knew You. How good could my life be? A ship adrift at sea, not a port in sight, setting hearts alight. Nothing good to happen for a lonely captain. If I never knew you, what could my poor heart do? Oh, a horse without a shoe, hobbling on the trail, over hill and dale. If I never knew you, what could I ever do? If I never knew you, what could my part do? Oh, honey, a horse without a shoe, hobbling down the trail, over hill, over dale. If I never knew you, what could I ever do?
Jeremy Mohney and his orchestra on Live at Lunch here, blasting out from the Ginger and Baker studio in Fort Collins with support from Canvas Credit Union, bringing some jazz, some swing, some big band to this room. This is the first time I think I've had a big band jazz group in here since we redid it, like COVID era. So welcome. We've got 9 of you in here today. We squeezed you all in. So thanks for squeezing in with us today. I do want to take a minute and just let everybody say who they are, what instrument they play for the people listening on the radio, and what other projects you might be in. And then why don't you tell us, maybe a piece of music or an artist or an album that kind of has really influenced you as a musician. It doesn't have to be jazz. It can be anything. It can be anything you want. So why don't we start with the bass in the back standing up, and we'll go around this way and kind of weave back all the way to Jeremy in the front. Yeah, we got some mics here.
Cool. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Connor Hollingsworth, and I play the bass, as you mentioned.
The big old bass.
with Jeremy. I've been playing with Jeremy for probably about 7 years or so now at this point. Also play in another group with Jeremy called Greg Shockett and Little America.
Nice. Yeah, Greg's awesome. Love that guy.
And Greg's wife, Beth, I know used to work here at KRFC.
Oh,
so
nice.
Just a little connection.
That's cool.
And also, one other project I play with is with Matt here on guitar, who you'll hear from after me. And that's called Avaso.
Avaso.
More of I don't know how to describe Avaso. I'll let Matt try and do that.
Excellent.
And inspiration-wise, probably some of the music I've listened to the most that has inspired me is Billie Holiday's like Columbia recordings.
Cool.
There are a lot of incredible swing musicians in those recordings. Teddy Wilson's orchestra band is a large part of those. So
cool.
Check out Billie Holiday's Columbia recordings.
Yeah, wonderful.
Lester
That's
Young.
Awesome. I'll check those out for sure. Yeah. Let's hear from Matt on the guitar.
Hey.
Pass the mic.
My name is Matt Cantor. I'm playing guitar today. As Connor mentioned, Connor hasn't just been playing music with Jeremy for 7 years. He's also been playing music with me for 7 years.
Awesome.
Left that out conveniently. I mean, almost most of the music I play is with these guys.
Cool.
Also play in similar groups around here. I guess I can take a stab at Avaso. It's just kind of whatever we want to play at the time. I showed it to my mom. She's like, I love it. It's like 4 albums in one. Yeah. So,
cool. That sounds cool.
just American music,
Nice. I'll have to write that down. AVOSSO?
Yeah.
Cool.
AVA.
AVA.
Oh.
Avaso.
Yep.
AVASSO. Cool.
So, I mean, as far as inspiration for this music, the thing that got me into it was Django Reinhardt.
Yeah.
I actually was just showing Connor. I just got a replica of one of Django's picks in the mail the other day, and it's wild and like nothing I've ever seen before.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think any hot club recording really is, very inspiring. But I think I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the name because it's in French, but it's called Django's Castle.
Okay.
That one recording is probably my favorite of his.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Matt.
I'll pass it over here.
Yeah, pass the mic beyond into the drums. There we go. Hung up.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Chris Carland, flautist. Been playing with these guys too for forever, and Jeremy and the rest of the rhythm section. The big band's kind of a newer thing. I play with various other groups here and there, but this is what I do mostly.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what inspired me, Buddy Rich.
Nice, yeah.
Made me want to be a big band drummer. Not that we play that kind of style necessarily, but yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, welcome. Yeah, there we go. Weaving the mic cord through the mic stands and the giant flute you're playing over there.
Hi, I'm Decker Babcock. I play trombone, and I've been playing with Mohney pretty much since I moved to Colorado in 2015. I think I first played with him in 2016, so for a few years now.
Awesome.
Probably my whole getting into music most influential thing is Glenn Miller. When my family moved from Massachusetts to Georgia in 1999, my mom put on Chattanooga Choo Choo, and little 7-year-old me loved trains. So
that did it.
As soon as I heard the trombones playing the train thing, I was like, oh, I want to play that,
That's awesome.
And after that, probably the most influential album would probably be Irby Green and the 21 Trombones.
Cool.
If you haven't heard it.
21 trombones, that's...
I don't know how they called that many trombone players and they all showed up on time. That's a fantasy, but it's a fantastic album.
Cool.
And then I do want to take a moment though to wish my grandfather a happy birthday. He's listening all the way from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
I want to wish him a happy birthday, Grandpa.
This is a great gift.
It is. It is indeed. All right, you got it.
All right. I'm Sean Appleby, and this is my first time playing with the Mohney band,
Nice.
with Mohney as Orchestra, and it's an absolute pleasure. And when it comes to swing, I mean, there is a reason why people say Pops is tops, and Louis Armstrong is definitely one of my top 5 trumpet players. I always think about that cadenza that he plays at the beginning of West End Blues. That's like, I remember hearing that when I was first learning to play, and I was like, I need to learn that.
Nice.
As far as other projects, I have my own project, which is more of like a Latin jazz fusion project called Beyond. We play in like
Cool.
the Denver area, and yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Sonia, and I play trumpet in this band.
Hi.
Let's see, what else were we supposed to say?
Other bands? Other projects?
Other bands, yeah. Okay, so
So many questions.
yeah, there are a few other things. I'm in around town. Tansy Wine, which is sort of a hiatus coyote type.
Okay, cool.
And then Nostaljazz, which is a video game cover band. We were just on Kuvo a few weeks ago, I think it
Cool.
was. And then Cat's Glasses, it's a fusion sort of octet that plays
Nice.
around town. I've got my sextet, my trio. And then, gosh, I know. Oh, and I'm in an electronica duo called Prototype.
Cool.
And also Electric Giz, which features trumpet player Greg Gisbert,
Awesome.
who's worked with the Maria Schneider Orchestra. So that's
Nice.
really fun.
Got lots of stuff going on there. And what about inspirational music, album,
The
anything?
first 2 jazz albums I ever heard were Nicholas Payton's Gumbo Nouveau and Terrell Stafford's Attitude for Gratitude. But I have to say my biggest musical hero right now is Sullivan Fortner.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Pass that mic back and we'll pick up the other one.
Hi, I'm Kian.
Hi, Kian.
I play tenor in this group. It's a ton of fun. I've been really enjoying it.
Awesome.
Wow, it's like I get an idea as to what to say, and then I get the mic, and I have no
Yeah.
idea.
That
My head just
happens,
goes
man.
blank. I'm a CU student, Thompson Jazz Studies Department. Tonight we're playing a concert open to the public with Maria Schneider,
Cool.
and both big bands are playing.
Awesome.
So, in terms of influences, my greatest influence is Charles McPherson.
Okay.
But for record, I've been thinking a lot about Bird with Strings,
Nice.
and I think that's just such a beautiful record.
Yeah.
Talk about your relation, though.
Oh, yeah, I studied with Charles in high school. And
Oh, cool.
He's my cousin-in-law. He's why I got into jazz music.
Woo. That's
So-
awesome. Super cool.
Hi, my name is
Hi.
Matt Burchard. I am one of the members of the saxophone section in this band. I do a little bit of everything. I play in another group called the Spicy Pickles, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of a. We also do a little bit of everything now, from old time stuff to original compositions. I do a lot of work in pit orchestras around the Denver metro
Cool.
area, so a lot of musical theater work. And then for an influence, this I guess wouldn't really be in the same style, but
That's
just as a saxophonist, the Sonny Rollins album Saxophone Colossus
yeah.
is one of my all-time favorites. Just his ability to play both humorously and with high energy, but also sensitivity at times, and the way he can take an idea and just massage it and really
Yeah.
develop it is like masterful.
That's cool.
And that's one of the first albums I heard that blew my mind. So,
Awesome. Nice. I think the Spicy Pickles should play with the Twirling Zucchinis. That would be.
Oh, that's
that'd be a
right, we
good
should.
combo right there.
Food festival.
Exactly. All the farmers markets. That's right.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy Mohney. This is my band. So I guess
You draw the
I
dots.
play with this band, and then the other ones Connor said, Greg Shockett, Little America.
Nice.
Well, not Avaso.
Maybe later.
I did once.
Awesome.
Yeah, Decker stole my answer. Glenn Miller's
It's all right.
my favorite.
Sweet.
Just love. Yeah, yeah, it's a good answer to steal. It's the right one.
It's the right answer.
Big. Glenn
Everybody
Miller
else
fan.
has to leave. You two stay. All right.
Oh, that's not true. I love trains.
Awesome.
Trains and Glenn Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming, and we'll talk to Jeremy after. We'll play a couple more songs. Why don't we pass the mic back down this way? Play a couple more songs, and then we'll chat about some upcoming shows. April 27th at the Pearl, 5/19, May 19th at Dazzle, and you've got a GoFundMe. JeremyMohneymusic.com. What's that? JeremyMohney.com, sorry. And then Jeremy Mohney Music for Facebook and Instagram. And it's spelled Mohney. Just wanted to throw that in there for anybody who might have to, for some crazy reason, turn off the radio. But let's hear a couple more songs.
Cool. Here's a little tune I wrote for my grandfather, one that got me into Glenn Miller. This one's Lyle's Dream. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Moving right along, here's a pretty little number for a pretty little number. This one's called 4D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Jeremy Mohney and his orchestra here on Live at Lunch. You're tuned into KRFC 88.9 FM in Northern Colorado. KRFC RadioVision on YouTube, and check out our podcast wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, hit the buttons, hit the like button right now if you're watching YouTube. We appreciate you. Before we get chatting again, I did want to give a shout out to our amazing crew here at KRFC, making all the magic happen. Eric Delano, Dan Perez, Colton Benning, Greg Doris, and then we have volunteers today, always doing amazing things. Reed Goodwin and Carrie Pittenger helping us out, making sure we get everything going on. Thank you guys, appreciate you so much. And let's see, you got some cool stuff going on. You've got a GoFundMe that you just released in the last, I think, couple days. Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, this gaggle of chuckleheads, I guess I'm a chucklehead. We're trying to make an album, so we need some help doing that, you know.
Cool. And
there's a lot of notes, and
Yeah.
we don't get paid for all of them. So.
Don't get paid by the note?
No.
And so folks can find information on that at Facebook, which is Jeremy Mohney Music. I can get it out. And your last name is spelled Mohney.
That's right.
And then you said you're gonna pop it on your website, jeremymohney.com, pretty soon here. And can you tell us a little bit about how you're recording? Are you doing it all live? How does I don't know much about. I mean, I know a lot of jazz concerts are recorded live and stuff, of course. But like, how are you gonna do the recording process?
We're gonna try to do it live. Well, not try. We're gonna do it live.
Gonna do it live.
I feel like what's his name? We don't need to talk about him right now.
Bill O'Reilly. Doing it live, everybody.
Remember that one?
Just got to be angrier when you say it.
There's a couple different ways I want to try doing it. Maybe we'll record it analog with my cassette deck.
Nice.
Well, I have a boom box that I figured out how to run some mics into, and
that's cool.
It gives it this nice quality like an old record. Or
yeah.
We might just go digital, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's good to you can probably set it up to do both.
Yeah.
Simultaneously. There's a lot of magic nowadays.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And are you doing that? Are you just like renting out a space or a hall, or gonna do it in a garage? How are you gonna make it happen?
There's a basement or two I know of. That couple abandoned buildings.
Wherever you can make it happen.
Just clear away the needles and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting down and dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make a good album cover, though, right? Well, that's awesome. So that GoFundMe is live right now. Folks can find it at your Facebook or Instagram at Jeremy Mohney Music. And you got some shows coming up. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your upcoming shows?
Yeah. So 2 days from now,
yep,
which is actually in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't have to tell you that.
Yeah, it's all right.
2 days from now.
We're in the future already.
It's the future. And we have swing music in the future.
Just like in the past.
Yeah. April 27th, we're playing the Pearl in Denver.
Okay. Where is that? I've heard the name, but I don't know where that one is.
It's the former Mercury Cafe spot.
Oh, okay. That's already
Cafe.
turned over then.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Cool. So in the big room upstairs or downstairs?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah,
nice.
They have a Sunday night swing dance. So
cool.
We'll be there for that. And then May 19th, we are at Dazzle. We're having our Dazzle debut.
It's a beautiful room, DCPA right there.
Yep.
That's a really cool room. You get some good
really
shots
looking forward to that one.
With the lights and everything.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. And let's see. What else do we got going on here? You're also going to be in a movie.
That's what I
heard through the grapevine that's right in front of me.
That's what all the thousands of emails say.
You didn't know you signed up for that part. Yeah. Tell us about this movie that is going to be recorded here in Colorado.
Yeah, it's a bit of a historical piece, as you might imagine.
Okay.
And they needed a big band, so
They got the biggest one.
Is that me?
The biggest big band. Is it going to be all 9 of you hopping on that opportunity?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that'll be super fun. And do you know when that's recorded? What's the title?
It's called The Man Who Changed the World.
The Man Who Changed the World. And I think you said it'll be a Netflix film.
Right.
So folks with Netflix will be able to find it very easily in the future. And The Man Who Changed the World. And when is it recording?
We're filming next week.
Okay.
This week.
It's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Where are you allowed to say where it's going to be filmed?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll strike that for now.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to do this, but here it is.
Well, awesome. You'll find out later when they stop emailing
Oh, the
you.
16th. That's we filmed.
We filmed
in the past.
We already filmed this. It can be confusing. It's okay. We're in the past, present, and the future all at the same time.
There are no's.
Yeah, exactly. And for those of you who are listening in the real future, we're talking about 2025 here. April 27th at the Pearl, May 19th at Dazzle of 2025. And why don't we hear a couple more songs? We're listening to Jeremy Mohney and his orchestra here on Live at Lunch, and they're gonna knock us out with some jazzy tunes. What you got next?
Well, this tune is called Moonlight on the Rockies. It's for the great state of Colorado.
Nice.
Hey, that's you. 2, 1, 2, 3. Moving right along, we got a tune inspired by Fletcher Henderson here. This one's called In Case It's Not. I don't think it was anyway, but we're going to play the tune.
Jeremy Mohney and his orchestra here on Live at Lunch. Thanks for tuning in. Keep it dialed right in here on KRFC. So let's talk to Jeremy again for a minute here. You're the leader of the band here.
Allegedly.
Do you? So, I love jazz, but I don't know a ton about it. So, do you these are all original future standards, we'll call them.
Sure. That's very generous of you.
all original tunes here that you're playing. Do you write all the parts for all the instruments? So you're writing.
I do, yeah.
You're writing all the dots, and so
arranging.
Nice, cool. And so you
composed and arranged.
Can you play like all the instruments then too, or
Nope.
do you? No, you just kind of know where you want to go and know how to write it and for each instrument.
It's computer aided at this point. Yeah.
Okay. But so can you like hear the melody in your head and then kind of fill in the dots and then take advantage of the computers later to help clean it up a little bit?
Yeah,
Is
I've
that how
never
it
been
works?
great with sheet music, so it helps me that you can play back.
Yeah.
With really kind of shabby MIDI.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Are you doing that in like Logic Pro or?
No, it's a music notation software
it's whole
called
software.
MuseScore that I use.
Okay, cool.
There's a couple different ones, but
cool.
This one is in my price range. So
yeah. Well, that's super cool. So you dial it all in and then you pass it along. Does your orchestra give you feedback ever? Or are they like, maybe I can try this?
I don't know. They seem to like it.
They seem to like it? Good.
They're still here. So.
No feedback needs to be given.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. See, future standards right there. And but what about for like the guitar and stuff? Is Matt just tearing it up by himself, or are you writing those too?
Yeah, I write chord changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Matt, you probably take those and finesse them and stuff. It's a little bit different than a horn, sort of. Okay. That's really cool. Yeah, that's like I said, I don't know much about. I love listening to jazz, but all the details and the history and all that stuff, there's a lot to dig into.
Oh yeah.
And so it's fun to be able to learn more about that. So
it's been going on for a while too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for enlightening me. Let's see, you've got the GoFundMe. I'm going to mention it and pound it into the ground because I want to make sure people know. You have a GoFundMe that's up and ready for some donations, hopefully. That's the link you can find at Jeremy Mohney Music on Facebook or jeremymohney.com. You're going to put it up there too, if it's not up there already. And shows April 27th at The Pearl in Denver, which is where Mercury Cafe used to be. Mercury Lounge.
Mercury Cafe.
Cafe, thank you. And then I think Mercury Lounge is in like Detroit, something like that. Dazzle on May 19th in the Denver Performing Arts Center. Beautiful room there. And people can keep an eye out for the movie that you're going to be in, The Man Who Changed the World, sometime in the future on Netflix. So why don't we hear a couple more songs? And then maybe we'll chat briefly. How many more songs you got there?
Well, we got a handful.
Okay. Well, we've got about 15 minutes left. So if you want to just play us out, that's cool. I can give you a heads up when we're heading in. Does that sound like a good idea?
I'm going to call an audible. Why don't we do Get Dancin', Fatigue du Jour. Oh, no. See? This is why we do this, right? Let's do Get Dancin'. And then the Cedar Bump and Jay's Blues. And then we'll play the theme song.
Excellent, yeah. Wrap it up with the theme. That's cool.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. say. I'm on my feet and the groove is all reach. Get dancing, get dancing. Have I got news for you? Is that your feet, they won't be a blue. Just get in the groove and start to move. I get dancing, I get dancing. 1, 2, 3. One last time, this is our theme song. The song I wrote for you, Dreams of You.
Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vacek, at david@krfcfm.org.